Hey guys, Akil Stokes here, Forex trader, trading coach, and one of the co-founders over at tier1trading.com, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to walk you through a recent trade that I took on the dollar yen, and I want to share this with you guys because I feel that it was important for a few different reasons. One, obviously from the technical aspect, you guys get to see what I look for in trading opportunities, how I break down a price chart, how I get involved, how I place stops, how I place targets, all of the fun stuff that makes up a trade. But more importantly, in this recording, we covered a very powerful lesson in the live room. We were watching this trade over numerous days, and as the trade was working its way towards our projected profit targets, we had a nice discussion about the psychological warfare that is trading. And I think so many people talk about finding a strategy, looking for entries, all the fun stuff. And honestly speaking, in my experience of trading and working with other traders, that's the easy part. The tough part is, what do you do while the trade is in progress? How do you handle yourself? How do you deal with the emotional and the psychological elements that come up and maybe linger as price is getting closer to your stop loss, or as price looks like it's starting to reverse around your target? So I think that conversation will be good for any of you guys out there that maybe deal with some of the psychological dramas while you're in a trade. Lastly, I did make a mistake in this trade. Not a major mistake, but a mistake nonetheless. And I do think it's important to show you that, hey, consistently profitable traders, professional traders, we mess up too, so you guys aren't alone. Now the difference is, a struggling trader consistently messes up and doesn't really learn from their mistakes. A professional trader, a seasoned trader, when they mess up, they know exactly how to handle it, and of course they don't mess up on a consistent basis. Oh, almost forgot. Before we get started, if you guys are new and you are looking for some free training, head over to our website, www.tier1trading.com. Click the little button that says, yes, I'm interested in free training, and well, start diving in right away and making steps towards becoming a better trader today. All right, let's head over to the dollar yen next. Dollar yen on the daily. The daily chart here was looking at a rising channel here in my radar this morning. And let's see what has changed since then. All right. So dollar yen, right? We are still, here's our structure zone down here, our next level of structure. We do have a 109 even handle. I actually didn't pay attention to this morning. So we do have a psychological level right here, right above that zone. That is going to be important. So you can actually say that we did run into structure here, so we do need to take that into account. That wasn't on my list this morning, but I'm glad I saw that. But essentially what we can be looking for here is a pullback trade, right? So you can see my zone of structure down here, right? We do have room to go lower. We do need to take into account this even handle number. And previously on dollar yen, we've had levels of structure a few times at this zone. That's the best part of like watching shows. I used to love that. I used to. Anybody watch the show 24? Jack Bauer, and then Black Jack Bauer, right? I used to love that. Previously on 24. Doot, 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 doot. It was a whole show based on 24 hours, and they had this countdown clock, and it would, like, you know, you'd be all urgent and stuff like that. It was good. Black Jack Bauer was good too. I like that one. In fact, they're bringing back, I was happy, I saw this the other day, it got Designated Survivor got canceled, which I like that show, but Netflix picked up the 3rd season of it, which I'm happy. Because all of the shows I like tend to get canceled, unfortunately. Maybe that says something about my taste. But 3 levels of structure at the same place, right? You guys see it? 1, 2, 3. And now price action is returning. Yeah, or the end, yeah. Now price action is returning to this previous level of consolidation. So if you are a trader looking to get short, this would be the area, this would be the zone that I would be looking to get short in. Classic pullback type of trade. So let's head over to the 60 and down to the 60-minute chart. Here is what I saw, right? We have a rising channel coming up into this level. And I am actually going to get short this because we did have that lower low, lower close. So let's get short at market based on this lower low, lower close here. There we go. Probably should measure this out first, but it shouldn't be too much difference from this morning. 70, 80, yep, 88, about the same thing as this morning. And I'll walk you through it later. Let me just make sure I don't make any goof ups here. And then I'm looking for a move back down to 109.16s for my target ones. And I'll be looking for an extension for my target twos. Yep, 108.50s was the level. And I'll walk you through this in a little bit. Let me just make sure I get everything on. Why did I think it was on a 4-hour chart? I'm glad you brought that up, George. I was waiting for a 9 o'clock candle. Here we go. So, classic pullback trade. Market started to lose momentum, right? 2 high momentum bullish candles. Boom, kaboom. You guys know how I feel about these levels, right? What type of candle do we have in this zone before I point it out? An elephant candle. For you guys that are unfamiliar with the term, I don't really like to talk about supply and demand simply because I feel it confuses more traders than it helps. So I just call them elephant candles, right? Supply and demand zones, I call them elephant candles. Basically, if I were to hide an elephant in my room, would you be able to find it? Probably, right? It would probably stand out. So whenever I've got a big office, man. What can I say? So whenever you see these big candles that just stand out, like you don't have to look for them. You're just looking at a candle like, holy, right? I call those elephant candles. The consolidation zone, and I don't know where I got that from. I don't know if I heard, I doubt I made it up because I don't think I'm that clever. I probably heard it from someone. Maybe like the elephant in the room, that thing. But I like looking at the consolidation zone before it. These are typically good levels of supply and demand. So that's, if you hear me refer to the elephant candles, that's it. So I'm actually going to increase, because I have the risk reward. I'm going to be able to increase this a little bit so I can get above this 1010 even handle, right? I don't have the risk reward for that. That's why I didn't do it in the first place, Akil. Nope, I didn't have the risk reward. Yeah, it was just short. All right. That's what I wanted to do. Let's take that back then. I wanted to increase it and get above here. I just don't have the risk reward to make that work because I'm shooting for this level instead of that level. But we're looking at a retest of this level. We see a loss of momentum there. As the market starts to come off 2 high momentum candles, it starts to really kind of lose steam. And hopefully we see a push back down into this level. Right? Something else that this could form a head and shoulders. That we don't know. Let's head over to the range bar chart. And again, you can see it, my notes are gone, but had the same thing, a rising channel on here this morning. Again, not as smooth as the hourly when I took it on, but you can see the same type of deal here on the range bar charts. So we shall see here. One of the cool things about range bar charts, and I know George, you're looking into them again. You can do higher ones. You can match it to the ATR. So it's like this trade for me at least was taken on the 60. I believe we took it on the same thing. The ATR in the 60 is about 11, which is very, very small. If you wanted a range bar chart equivalent to the 60, an 8 range is going to be very close. You can even go to a 13 range or 130 or 13. I like sticking with fib numbers, but you can even do the actual ATR. And then what you can do here, let's just go back to the 8 range. This may allow you to trail more aggressively than the 60 minute. So in the 60-minute, you may not have a reason to trail. On the 8 range, you may see some more kind of wiggles down here that give you the opportunity to get that stop loss and trail it down. All right. Questions on dollar yen? Starting to get a pullback on the dollar yen. Believe it or not, this is a positive sign for me. Now, one may say, Akil, why is this a positive sign? Why would you be excited about a potential pullback on the dollar yen here? It's losing you money. You went from up 10 pips to up 5 pips. Why would that be a positive sign? What would be good about a pullback? Not a 26.18 now. Ooh, did I stump you guys? Why is it good to lose money? Yeah. Well, look, realistically, do you think I expected price to go from here, from 109.60s all the way down to 109.20s in a single candle? No. So I always expect the market to ebb and flow, right? I don't mind seeing a natural trend, right? I've been trading long enough for, I'm used to the bouncy bounce, right? Right? So what happens is when we get a little healthy kind of profit taking and then a retest, and hopefully we see some new sellers involved, some more selling interest here, what do we start developing? We start developing a trend, right? What happens when I get a trend? Yeah, I can start managing these stops. I can start taking my stop loss from here to here to here, right? If we just got one straight move, guess what? I can never move based on how I trail stops. I can never move my stops. They're just hanging out there in no man's land. So I don't really mind the trend. Obviously, if this develops into a trend, I don't really mind that. Because if we are going to see a healthy trend, it's just going to provide opportunity for me to manage my stops and reduce my risk. Where, I've had situations where, I've had situations where the market will do this, right? It'll come down here, and then it'll stop and do like this. And guess what I have? Full exposure. Full exposure. So it's a weird way of looking at it, but I think it's a more realistic way. Pound dollar's tickling my orders again and just not filling it again. Hey traders, Akil Stokes here. It's Wednesday morning, 5:30-ish a.m. If you can't tell, the voice hasn't fully woken up yet. Been up for a while, but just haven't really talked. Usually I get up and I do my yoga and my stretching and the rest of my morning mischief. But I want to update you guys on the dollar yen trade that we took last night. This was one of the trades that I took during our live room. Held it overnight, and you can see that it didn't win, right? The first thing that I do when I wake up is I check my positions, obviously, and I still get that feeling as a newer trader, right? When you don't know what happened overnight and you're excited / scared / nervous. The scared part isn't there because I don't really care about wins and losses, but I'm still excited to see what has happened in the market, especially during that London session, which is typically the biggest moving session out there. And you can see that price has not come down and hit targets, but we did create a new structure low after consolidating for the rest of the New York session. And what that does is it allows me to reduce my risk. You can see my initial stop loss is up here at about 109.88. So I'm risking about 27 pips, not too much. But what I can now do is I can actually reduce that down to about 109.80s, 109.77s, and really cut that in half. And I was talking on the Twitter this morning. This is a win in itself. I may not have hit profits yet, but by reducing risk, it's risk management, it's conservation of capital, and it's everything that I want to do as a trader, right? Reduce risk on the back end and just give myself a chance to make profit on the front end. So hopefully we can rally down 20 more pips or so to that 109.16 level, maybe even a little bit lower to, what was our secondary targets? 108.50s. But we'll see how it goes. Just want to keep you guys updated, and I'm sure I'll revisit this as we head into the live room today. Right? I'll show you what's tough. This is to a small degree, obviously, but this is tough right here, guys. After the glitchiness kind of gets out of the way, you guys should be able to see it better. But this is tough. Why is this tough? So I'm up 30 pips, right? I'm literally, well, yeah, real money makes it tough as well. Yeah, that's true. But the fact that I'm up money, right? I'm up money, and I'm what? 15 pips away from my target, and I can't take it. Right? That's like someone dangling money in front of your face saying, hey, James, here's some money. Just got to wait a little bit and maybe you can have it. And James is like, well, if I wait a little bit, maybe I can have it. Well, what if I just take it right now? Then I guaranteed I have, right? If I can easily guarantee myself a win, guys. You know how? Look, it's one button. All I got to do is press one button. One button, and I guarantee myself a win. Is that not tempting? Is that not tempting? One button, right? Am I guaranteed a win right now? No. The market may never go to 109.16s. And the way your mind starts thinking is, man, I am leaving money on the table, right? Because you're saying there is a certain, right? If I hit that close button right now, I am 100% certain to make profit. However, if I don't hit it, there's a chance that I could make more profit, but there's also a chance that I could lose everything. And there's a chance that I can even lose money. Not only give back my profits, but lose money on the trade. Well, you think about it, right? It sounds like a no-brainer. What would you do, right? Well, why would you not take the guaranteed thing? Well, because in the long run, it's going to screw you. Because now it messes up your risk reward. And you get in the habit of taking targets early. You get in the habit of always taking full losses, or if anything, moving losses back in hopes and prayers that the market will come back in your direction. And before you know it, you end up like a 2008 version of me, 2009 version of me, where you're a 70% trader, but your P&L statement comes back negative each month. But it's hard. Not to mention, right, and we talk about differences in trading philosophies and strategies, right? Not to mention, what do we have staring us right in front of our face on this chart? What is this simple pattern formation? Double bottom. Ooh, double bottom. Classic reversal pattern. RSI oversold. Divergence on the retest, right? My counter trend spidey sense is tingly, right? It says this should go bullish. This should go bullish. Well, why the hell am I staying bearish? Right? I told you a story about a guy I was talking to on Monday about trying to do both. And I said, it's very hard to do both. This is why you get conflicts of interest, right? Your mind starts making up any excuse, right? You want to take the money, but you're supposed to follow these rules. But now your mind's telling you, well, you know what? I'm not just taking it because I'm scared. I have a valid, simple pattern formation that says the market should go bullish. So taking the money is really the right thing to do from a technical perspective. Right? You ever convince yourself to do something? I do it with food a lot. I'm always supposed to be on these, supposed to be eating the right things. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to eat 2 more cookies because the faster I get rid of these cookies, the less tempted I will be to eat more cookies. Because I'm not going to buy any more next time. I promise. I'm not going to buy any more cookies next time. So I'm just going to eat all 4 of these. I know I said 2 before, but now it's 4. I'm going to eat all 4 of these cookies right now. And then once they're gone, that's it forever. No more cookies. I've just convinced myself to eat the cookies. Psychological warfare, man. That's what trading is. Psychological warfare. It's looking the market in the face right now and deciding to stick to your guns. looking it in the face right now and saying, I trust my initial analysis. And it gets easier over time. It gets easier over time as you do it. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty heartless in the markets because I can't tell you how many thousands of times I've looked this in the face, and I have 100% confidence not only in myself but my trading strategy, right? So it gets easier over time. But as a beginning trader, it's very hard because you have nothing to fall back on. I mean, I can look back through thousands of trades and pinpoint specific situations where this exact setup happened and it won. I can pinpoint exact setups where it happened and it lost too. But there are more times it won than it lost. So I can look back and I have those confidence builders. Okay, Keel, just stick with it. You know that in the long run, big picture, this is going to be beneficial. But when you don't have that belief, when you don't have those instances, those examples to fall back on, it's tough. And hopefully that's what we're providing you here in the live room, right? Hopefully, if you're a trader that took this trade and you're freaking out right now, hopefully by seeing myself, hopefully by seeing Jason Greystone, hopefully by hearing people like George or whoever else is in this trade, hearing them not panic, hearing them saying, I'm going to stick to my guns, right? Hopefully that just gives you a little bit more confidence because we're typically more confident when we're in packs, right? We're typically a little bit more confident when we're surrounded by others kind of moving in the same direction, kind of a positive peer pressure type thing, than by ourselves. But it's tough. It is a psychological battle. It is a psychological battle. With that being said, let's stop looking at it, right? Because how do you make that psychological battle more difficult? By staring at your P&L. Close it. Close the chart. Get it away. Get it away. Helps you stay a little bit more sane. But yeah, you don't have to worry. Yeah, it's you. Share your story. By the way, I'm still dealing with the pain. Renegade, right? The pain of dollar yen here, right? Just nibbling and tickling my target, but not quite getting there. So we'll see if we can get one more push down there. If we do come back and test this level, we came to 117. So we do come back and test this level. I can take it out at market, but I've got to see it probe. I got to see it hit that level first. Haven't hit it yet. But we'll see. More discipline, right? More hair falling out watching this thing. Imagine doing this with a $250,000 account. Less fun, I would say. But yeah. George says, out of dollar yen for plus 50. Ooh, as am I. Let's roll this. Give me a second. I need to do this on my labby top as well. Give me a second, guys. Let me do it here. I'm only at 40. Where'd you get involved at, George? 10 pips above me? All right, let's... Oh, no! I just hit the wrong button over there. Anyway, hold on real quick. I need to... There we go. All right, well... I just bought an extra position. I hit the wrong button, guys. That's another reality of trading. So anyway, hold on. Now I'm all. I should be one unit short. Yeah, we'll see if I can get this down. Gosh, that stinks. Okay, well, target ones are hit. That's good. Target ones were hit, and unfortunately, yeah. So we'll see if we can go lower. Unfortunately, I closed out my full position by accident, which was a mistake. So I've got to, we won't be seeing target twos on this one. I've still got it on my personal account, just not on the live room account, which stinks. But yeah, I went to close out my trade at market as we spiked through my 116 level, and I just had the wrong position size on. Instead of taking half, I took the full. So that's unfortunate. And that shall be written down as a trading mistake. So there you go. Look, you guys got the witness. Guess what I just did, guys? Live in front of your face. This is the cool thing about transparency. What did I just do? I just effed up, right? Yeah. So could be worse. I mean, there are worse mistakes than this, but it's still a mistake nonetheless. So there you go. It happens. Yeah. And again, what I did was this. We were I'll bring up my chart trader. You guys know we had tested my stops. Excuse me, my targets for the first time. I told you guys that if we get 2 tests, I'm going to take it out at market, right? Because we have to spike through a little bit for the limit to be hit. So we came down to 109.16s. And what I did was I'm selling, right? So I wanted to buy at market. Now I had 2 contracts on, right? And I'm still fine on my own account, my personal account, so that's good. But I guess it could be worse if this thing rallies back up. But I went to buy at market, right? And instead of this being at 1 unit, I had it at 2 units. So when I bought at market, I removed myself from the entire trade instead of just removing myself from half the trade. So, blah. But that's the reality of trading. That's also the reality. We talked about the range bar charts being a little bit different. When things are moving fast, right? When things are moving really, really fast, you have to react really, really fast. And the less time you have to think, the more likely you are to kind of make an execution error like that, whether it's entries or exits. So could be worse, but at least it shows I'm human, guys. It happens. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, as always, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, and subscribe if you're new. Also, do me a favor, leave a comment below letting me and letting the other traders that are watching this video as well know about your biggest psychological struggles. What is it? Is it pulling the trigger and actually getting into trade? Is it dealing with a trade that is inching towards your targets and wanting to take targets early? Is it the opposite? Is it dealing with a trade that is inching towards your stop loss and you getting scared and maybe moving those stops back? Let me know. Again, what we want to do is really build a safe space for traders here. So in order for traders to become more comfortable, they have to see that they aren't alone. So I think by leaving those comments below, other traders will read it. They'll see that, hey, I'm not the only one that struggles with this, and it'll just allow them to be more comfortable, more confident, and hopefully take the steps needed to become a better trader. All right, thank you in advance, and I'll see you guys next time.